back to the Windows Phone tutorials. This video might be a little bit late. I mean, the first one that I did was 8 months ago, but I'm back, so that's all that matters. I have actually now got Visual Studio 2013, not 2012, because obviously this is newer and it's come out since the last video. And I now actually have a microphone which seems to be behaving, so provided that it keeps doing that, this should be a breeze, this should be a good thing. Okay, so I'm going to try and make the videos more kind of regular now, and I'm not going to go over the same thing that I went in the first video, because in the first video I kind of just told you that I'm trying to make them a little more exciting than normal videos, and I'm not going to drivel on like I am right now. Yeah, so anyway, we should probably move on. In this video I'm going to actually show you about variables, so I'll try and introduce anything to 2013 that's new, which I didn't, which isn't obvious, and yeah, I mean, I'll just explain to you what the variables are like in C# and how we kind of assign them at the start, and then how we would use them further down in the code. So I'm just going to create a new project, and I'm just going to call this variables. So we'll just wait for this to load. Okay, so just going to go straight into the main page CS file, which is just the class file here. And I'm going to just take out all this code that Windows Phone put in or Microsoft put in. It's kind of irritating. Right, well there you go. I mean, it's not annoying if you actually want it there, but we don't. So yeah, dribbling. Anyway, what we're going to do is I'm just going to kind of run through a few things at the variables. So we have, to start off with, we can talk about string. Now string is literally just, well, I should think people know what the strings are for this. It's just kind of like, you can use numbers, you can use all sorts of characters, you can use letters. It's basically, we'll just assign a new string and we'll call it my string. And you have to open up speech brackets to assign it with some data to start with, and you can just put whatever you like in here. And then we always finish the line off with a little semicolon. But as you can see, it accepted that, and our string, if we then decided to call it now from the code, we would get what I've written in there, which wouldn't make a lot of sense. You can also assign strings just simply like this. Now this is how you would do it if you've got no information in it in the start, but you're going to put something into it. So it just kind of helps keep your code a little cleaner. When you don't need anything in there, what's the point in putting anything in there? So the only thing is, now if you called myString2, you wouldn't actually get anything through, and in fact you would actually crash the application unless you had try and catch around it, but you wouldn't do this. I don't know why I'm talking about it. The next thing we could talk about is int. So this is the integers. So we'll do this one as my int, and this has got to be a number. So if we tried to put some text in here, it's not going to have it. It has to be a number. So we'll add 0. And it's just as simple as that, and the same goes for what we were saying earlier. We can just leave the number out and just assign it later in the code. Other than integer, we've got double. This means that you can actually have a number like 1.1, so it allows you to use decimal values. This is useful especially for stuff like canvases. It's actually now proving me to be a liar, because I haven't put, well, it's not proving me to be a liar, but it's making me look stupid because I didn't put equals in there, so that was my bad. You got to give me some slack, it's quite late, and I'm really trying for you guys, so there you go. Anyway, that's really useful. A lot of stuff in C# does use double, such as that the canvases, when you're doing like the X and the Y coordinates, it's not always going to be bang on, so you have to have the decimal in there somewhere. Other than double, we're likely to be using the boolean or the bool, which is basically either true or false. So we'll do my bool equals false. Now again, we can leave this without the false in there, but you can't actually put any text in here like a string value with the speech marks. You can't put a number in here, but you can either be true, false, or you can get away with null. Well, you can't actually. It's not new. I've learned something new in doing this. Null is not acceptable. But I mean, if you wanted it to be effectively null, you just leave it out. You don't put it in there. So it's as simple as that. This is what we will be using as we go through the tutorials. I can't see us using anything else other than maybe a list. Now lists are really cool. This is a string list, so we'll just call it my list equals new string. Oh no, what am I doing? New list string. Now I don't know why, but I really don't like looking at it with the blue, so I like to make it look turquoise with the bigger S. It doesn't really make a difference at all, it's just personal preference. Anyway, with the lists, what this will do is, this is like an array. You'll be able to put multiple strings into this list. So for example, you could do my list, because that's what we've called it up here, and you can do .add, and then you can literally just add a normal string like we have at the top, and the errors will disappear, and then it will add it to the list, and then you can just keep doing you can just basically repeat this code over and over again, and it will just keep adding them, and they'll become listed. And then if you decided to declare that or try to call them, and you had your own string here, I'm just going to call it here, you can use my list, and then you can put these brackets in and select 0. Now if we selected 0, this is where some people will get a bit confused. 0 is actually the first of them. You don't use 1 to get the first, you use 0. So this one here would be 0, and then this would be 1, 2, and 3. So if we did 0, we would get this first bit of information. So that's just a quick run through on the lists there. Other than that, I can't see that we're going to be using anything else. These are all the variables that we will be kind of working around, and hopefully we will make some cool stuff with it. So that's my second tutorial, but first of late. I look forward to any sort of comments, anything you guys need to know, anything that you're currently working on and you need help with. You can feel free to message me privately or leave a comment or let me know, give me some feedback. And if you're feeling super amazing, then go ahead and donate. I will add a link to the website, which will take you straight to a donate button, and just donate anything. Every bit is kind of help, every bit helps. I'm not going to kind of quote Tesco's in here, but it really does, just a little bit to keep these videos kind of going. Anyway, next video we'll be going through some more bits, and we'll start using some buttons and some clicks. So this is the end of the tutorial 2, and I will look forward to seeing you in tutorial 3.